Hey guys, Tiff Travels the World here. So, Trump is having some speakers speaking on his behalf in Glendale. He just left Las Vegas. I could not get in. I wanted to get into the rally, but most of his rallies are really packed. And if you try to go and they say you can come, you still might not get in. Anyway, I know it looks like Kamala has like everything on lock, and they made it sound like on TMZ that Beyonce was coming to perform. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to win over like half of America. But that was a mistake. Thankfully, I like Beyonce. She couldn't make me switch, but I know she can make some people switch. Anyway, so Harris's rally has been a party, every night a party, great music, all that. Like I said, I went to the one here in Vegas. I was just doing my due diligence. I wanted to catch the vibe. I wanted to see what they were talking about inside. I wanted to see how you could get in with ease or not. To be honest, so it was at the Thomas and Mack Center here in Vegas. And I came a few minutes before 1. It opened at 1. And I drove up to the parking lot where you normally drive up for like any kind of performance. I saw some security people, but I didn't see a lot of them. I expected there to be more, but maybe they were like hidden around and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm just telling you, the rally, they had a really good DJ. I felt like it was a party in there. It was all hip hop. It was all like the best music of all. So anyways, and it made me think like the last time I went to a Trump rally or whatever you see, somebody gets mad and tries to sue him for using like a song or something. I'm like, they just want that money from him. But anyway, everybody's got a problem with Trump. I just feel like he's a good guy. I feel he really cares about America. I really do. And I feel like Harris, I kind of relate to her. Sometimes I look like her. I know not in this video, but it depends on how I have my hair or whatever. I used to work at McDonald's too. So when I see like her life story, I kind of do relate to her, having like a single mom that was really like pushing me, a little bit sarcastic, like she makes her mom seem like, so she's a relatable, like she seems like a decent woman. I don't know. But as far as talking about policies and stuff, she does not really get into those policies. I mean, she used one of Trump's policies, the one about not people that made tips not having to claim them on taxes was one of them. But most of the time, she's not talking about serious issues like the border that's wide open. And I've been to Texas a few times, and a couple times, to be honest, driving down the street with my friend and almost hitting somebody, literally running across the road because there's openings in like the wall that they were building. Now, Trump wants immigrants. We want legal immigrants. We don't want people coming here and just forcing their way in and having access to our benefits and all this. I've seen the videos of people saying people coming from Venezuela are getting like monies and cars and able to open businesses, and people are frustrated. Now, I haven't seen that for myself. I would have loved to see that receipt they were talking about that had like $15,000 on an EBT card. It went around. I'm sure you guys saw it. Now, I don't always believe everything that I see or hear on the internet because people have their own motives and agenda. Trust me. But I'm telling you the truth. I'm a registered Republican, and I did go to the Harris rally, and people are like, oh, you're not really a Trump person. You're not really. No, I am. But I just think that it's only fair for all of us to try to get along and understand what the other sees, what the other wants, and what's making so much like commotion between them. What's making so many people so emotional and upset. And I'm going to tell you this on both sides. It's fear mongering. We are both afraid of something the other is doing and truly believing that that's going to happen, but it's not likely to happen. We're just afraid. I mean, my fears are being socialized. So there was an Agenda 21 back in the day, and it was talking about how they were going to crowd everybody up together, and basically we're going to be living, in some kind of area where the government was taking care of everyone, and it was making me feel like we were going to be like in lines and, sort of like socialism and communism. And I'm a traveler. I've been to Cuba. I've seen that there. Yeah, Cuba is beautiful, but it's like the lady I stayed with, she had eggs and she told me that every month they were allocated a certain amount of eggs. And I was like, that is so weird. So if you ran out of your eggs, you just had to wait for like the next month or whatever. It wasn't like you could do what you wanted. I kept running out of Wi-Fi and we had to get like these scratch cards, and I was supposed to get in line and line up at this building and buy the scratch cards like every day as soon as you wore them out. Some people on the streets were offering to sell you some. I think I may have bought one from somebody on the street, but it was like, that's how they had to do things there. I went to a store for a drink and they only had orange soda and water. It wasn't like America where there's like so many different things that you can buy. And the frustrating thing about Kamala is she says, we'll force people not to have higher prices and stuff like that. But that's what, we're somewhat capitalistic people in America. And that's what drives us, being able to have businesses, being able to sell products, being able to, if you advertise it correctly, you can sell anything for any price, really. I mean, something that might cost $1 to make, if I advertise it correctly, I might sell this for $30, right? Like, it's just the American way. And to be like forced out of your business because she's going to say, no, you can't sell that for that much. It's not the American way. And then, as I was saying on my TikTok, they gave me the feeling that if you're a homeowner, you know how a lot of homeowners started charging $500 more, $1,000 more. You were seeing it in the news, and people couldn't afford their homes. And it was like after the value of the homes had doubled, people were like, okay, well, I can get double my money. And they increased the prices on their rentals. Personally, I didn't do that. I have a renter, and I told him, I'm going to have to like charge you a little bit more because taxes will be a little bit more. But I worked with him, and I wasn't just like, oh, free for all, let me get my money now. So when you have good people, supposedly, I'm a conservative, I'm a Republican, I'm a Christian. So my values are doing the right thing in general. I don't have to have like the government come and say, oh, don't charge that much for that. But I should have the ability to, right? It's my house. I pay the taxes on it, so I should be able to. But I'm just trying to show you, like, they want to come in and put their hands in your personal business. That's the biggest difference between Republicans and Democrats. Democrats like to have the government involved in things. The government with, just the ability to keep you in a certain way and have certain rules on people. And it's not a good thing, because as Americans, if we choose to educate ourselves, if we choose to start businesses, if we choose to do certain things to make ourselves better people, and we start making more money, then it's like you're making more money and you got to give it back to someone else. Half your money's going to someone else. So you want to be able to still do what you want to do and have these freedoms. I can't really explain it. I'm trying to tell y'all from the different countries that I've been to. And I'll also tell you, the Harris rally, like I was saying before, they like to look around because it is such a mixture of people. It's a lot of different color people, and they try to say, oh, this is what America actually looks like, so we should vote for Harris, and then try to act like, oh, Trump's rally only has like white people there and this and that. And it's not the truth. That's why I'm saying to y'all, go to both of them. See the love that you get from both of them. You'll get more love at a Trump rally than Harris. Harris is like a party, but Trump rally, you're going to get real love out there. Those are like good Christian people. And for me, like the fact that they lead with abortion it's kind of cringe to me because I'm like, that's what you're leading with on like some cases. That's kind of embarrassing because that's not even women's reproduction. That's like killing women's reproduction because it messes up your insides and things of that nature. And some women have abortions and they can't have kids ever again. And then what was weird, as I was telling y'all yesterday, Waltz was talking about his wife that had a problem with fertility for like years, and then they finally were able to have a baby. So I'm like, you're kind of contradictory. Like, you're all about life and children and doing the right things, but you're really not. And then just the liberalness of that side for me. I mean, I don't want to teach kids about sexuality at such young ages. I don't even have children, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to have to be worried about whether I'm calling someone a him or her or all these, you know what I'm talking about. It's just very liberal, and it's almost like the people are offended when you don't say the right pronouns or different things like that. Just know that there's a lot of love out here for everyone. Whether we're just trying to, live by the Bible somewhat. And I'm a heathen. I sin. I've done all kind of craziness. Trust me. But when I'm looking for a leader, I would hope that he would be on the conservative side. The liberal side is just out there to me. And I'm going to share this one story and then I'm going to go. So I was in the Air Force, and we used to have this policy called Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And it's basically like, if you're lesbian, if you're gay, whatever, you can have your relationships or you can be who you want to be, but just don't talk about it. It just is kind of hidden. And we don't have public display of affection anyway. So like, really, none of us should really know unless we know the other spouse or husband or wife our sexual preferences. I don't even think that's important, is it? Who you love is who you love. Anyway, after they changed the policy from Don't Ask, Don't Tell, then like all these women started hitting on me. People that, like, if they were in the Marines, I didn't even know that they were women, to be honest. But anyways, I worked for Special Operations Command. And every year we'd have like these exercises together where Army, Navy, Marines, we'd all get together. And we'd all sleep like in the same bunker. And it's like top bunks, bottom bunks, whatever. So I'm on the top bunk, not by choice, but I just happened to get in there at that time. And I had to get on the top bunk. And I looked down, and there is this lady with a shaved head, like looking up at me. I'm in my pajamas and everything. And, you get in your pajamas, you're comfy. Ladies, take your bra off, everything. So I'm trying to get up on top, and I see her down there looking at me up and down, like a man looks at you. And I know she's an officer. I'm not an officer. We're not supposed to be messing around anyway if I was interested, but I wasn't. And I felt so uncomfortable. And I used to be like, now I'm going to have to fight somebody up in here, because it was that aggressive. Like, we'd go to the clubs and women would just be like, trying to holler like men. And I'm so dumb sometimes, I wouldn't even realize it. And then I'd go back and my friends would be like, they were hitting on you, right? And I was like, what? So this started happening all the time. And I was just like, this is so uncalled for just because you can do it. For me, we work together. For me, we're like comrades. For me, that's all it was. But it became a little bit extra. And let me tell you this, I retired the next year because I did not like that. And as a conservative woman, I didn't feel comfortable. So I'm sharing my story with you, my honest story of why I probably retired early from the military. And I've done 27 years. And I enjoyed what I was doing, where I was going every year, away to Korea, away to Germany. Like, it was pretty fun, but it got too liberal for me. And that's just who I am. Conservative, registered Republican. Tiff travels the world. I'm out, y'all. Good night.